What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Overtime Sports Show. Make sure you guys follow us everywhere, WTMN World. Make sure you guys visit the site, WTMNworld.com. Follow me everywhere, LL Cool Torrance. Also, make sure you guys are tuned in to the Overtime Sports Radio Show only on IFM Radio. Look in the description for a link to the live show. You can also call in and join me there, or you can catch the replay everywhere that you listen to your podcast. Now let's jump in. This week, as I was scrolling, I came across a few sports topics. The first I want to talk about is ESPN reporting that the number 2 overall women's tennis player in the entire world, Naomi Osaka, says fuck Wimbledon. Personally, Osaka, do what you gotta do, man. Fuck them niggas. You tried to tell them what was going on with you, how you was feeling, and they was just like, well, hope you can play tennis. And then when you was like, nah, I'm actually not going to play tennis for y'all. And they was like, all right, well, fuck you. So, fuck yous is in order. Also, as I was scrolling, I've been seeing all types of good news about the U.S. women's track team. Congrats and shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson. She is now America's fastest woman. Shout out to Giovanni Oliver, Tiana Daniels, Vashti Cunningham, Anika McPherson, Nicole Green, Katura Ojuri, Tori Franklin, Jasmine Moore, Kenny Harrison, Brianna McNeil, and Christian Clemens. Big shout out to U.S. women's track and field. Speaking of congrats and shout outs, congrats and big shout out to Trey Young and the Atlanta Hawks. They beat the 76ers in Game 7 on Sunday to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's where they'll play the Milwaukee Bucks. A lot of those guys stepped up big time in that Game 7, Trey Young being one. He didn't really play, or he didn't score that well. But as you look at the numbers, or however, if you watch the game, whatever it is, he affected the game a lot of different ways. He still had 10 assists, and his bad play didn't affect the flow of the game for the Hawks so much. Once again, he did put up 20 and 10, or actually 21 and 10. He went 5 for 23 from the field, 2 of 11 from 3. Even though he didn't really shoot that well, he still had those 10 assists. He helped Horter get off. He ended up leading the team with 27. Gallinari even has 17. So that's what it looks like when a player, maybe doesn't have the best game, but still can affect his team in a winning way. Big shout out to Trey Hawks in Atlanta. Big shout out to Trey Young and Atlanta Hawks. Of course, with that win, that means that the Hawks will play the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Game 1 of that series will be Wednesday night. Hopefully I'll put this out on that day. I guess as a preview, this will be Budenholzer's return, or, Budenholzer's, revenge series or whatever to get back at the Hawks for not being a very good coach for them. But my prediction for this series, I'm going to say Hawks in 7. Only because fuck the Milwaukee Bucks. Well, that fuck the Milwaukee Bucks was rooted in a lot of anti-Giannis propaganda. That fuck the Bucks was rooted in a lot of anti-Giannis propaganda, I guess. But same thing. Whatever you want to say about Paul George, we say a whole lot of shit about Giannis, especially in the playoffs. The last 2 games against the Nets, Giannis played well. He didn't play as good as he could. He didn't play the best on the team, but he played well. He was not the reason that his team did not win, and he has been that before. So, hop down in the comments. Let me know your prediction for the Hawks-Bucks Eastern Conference Final Series. How much of this is Ben Simmons' fault? I guess if you want to split it up, I don't really know, but I would say that he might deserve a fair amount of blame. Honestly, with a player like that, why can't a coach find out how to use him? He never, ever, ever looked as bad offensively this year as he has in his entire career. As the years go on, you might think that they just keep taking steps, or the better players, continue taking steps. But this guy, I don't even know what happened. I saw a stat saying that in 5 of the 7 games, Ben Simmons did not attempt a field goal in the fourth quarter. I also seen a stat saying in the last 3 straight games, Ben Simmons did not attempt a field goal in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I know. Embiid's going to cry. He probably going to fall down again or do whatever he's going to do. And he deserves that. But not as much as that nigga Ben Simmons. Come on now, man. So, that leads me to this week's Fact or Fuck Out of Here. This is all Ben Simmons' fault. I'ma say fact. Just simply because if he make that layup, who? Like, that's the thing. It's like any other thing. It's like they might just not shoot as well, or they're turnover prone, or whatever it is usually something that in a roundabout way maybe can be fixed. Like, I mean, like, you can fix it by telling them to shoot more, but like, dang, like this isn't a problem that we normally see. Just a guy not shooting. You know what I'm saying? The reason why I was hesitant to say fact, honestly, because we got to look at it. How much of this is Doc Rivers' fault, man? He missed her lose a 3-1 lead. I saw a stat saying that he has lost the most games that can advance his team into the next round than any other coach in NBA history. I guess it's good to say that, hey, he's been so close so many times, but shit, I don't know, man. I mean, it's the reason why, Doc Rivers, before KG and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce in Boston, he wasn't looked at as a good coach. Like, nobody was fucking with Doc Rivers. You see what the fuck happened in Orlando. He lost a 3-1 lead to Tayshaun Prince. So niggas was like, nah, cuz. But he was gifted, 2 Hall of Famers to add to the Hall of Fame that he already had. And they ended up winning the championship. So, I don't know, man. I honestly feel like however you're going to blame Ben Simmons, you might have to blame Doc Rivers. But maybe like 5% less. This makes a lot of people ask the question, is it time to end the process? I think so. Honestly, man, you might have should have did that before you gave Ben Simmons that big-ass contract. But if you're going to say you're going to end the process or this process, you might got to, suggest who to bring in. And honestly, I don't know. Maybe a player like Bradley Beal. Shout out to my nigga Quincy. He had pointed out that Seth Curry was actually shooting or having Bradley Beal-like numbers this series. I do believe that there is a difference between Bradley Beal and Seth Curry, but if he had a player like that and, and then you had those results, I don't really know what to say. A player, if we go in the process, who to bring in, you ship out Ben Simmons. I don't really know where he goes. Maybe Houston, because Houston kind of wanted him before. Bring in John Wall. At least John Wall won't be scared to shoot. Or somehow, some way, find a roundabout way to get Bradley Beal, man. A perfect fit for this, yeah, maybe Bradley Beal might be the best fit that I could think of. This morning, though, on ESPN, Stephen A. Smith, like one of the most interesting names that I heard him say, was Porzingis. So, jump down in the comments, use the hashtag #FactTheFuckOutofHere. Let me know what you think. And also, let me know who you think the 76ers can bring in to fix the issues that they have. Also on Sunday, we saw Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Suns and the Clippers. Kawhi is out. CP is out. So that leaves Playoff P and that boy Booker. Well, this week they had to ask Playoff P to carry the team like he did in Game 7. They ended up catching the L this time. Devin Booker went off. Although Playoff P did throw in 34. He went 10 of 26 from the field. That ain't really that bad. He went 7 for 15 from 3. One big thing, though. DeMarcus Cousins got some playing time yesterday. He played pretty well. But just looking here, he was actually -11 in plus minus. So, damn, like his little whatever they had him doing did not help them overall. Want to give credit to Paul George, though. He did play well in game, I think 6 and 7. Whichever games of the last series that they missed Kawhi, he played real well. The team looked real good. And, of course, they advanced on to the next stage. But just yesterday, the numbers aren't going to look that bad. You know what I'm saying? He had 34. Like I said, the numbers, whatever, they don't look that bad. When you see the result that they only lost by 6, it's like, well, it really wasn't his fault. And I'll say it kind of was his fault. Not, the loss wasn't all his fault, but there was a lot of times where he needed a bucket, and I guess because of the NBA now, he's just running down the court shooting threes, missing. He missed like 4 in a row. He missed a bunch of them in a row. Whatever it was, he missed a bunch of shots in a row where they needed buckets. So, it's not playoff P's inability to play. It's just that he don't fucking play well. And he didn't play bad, but he didn't play as well as the Clippers might needed him to. Game 2 of the Suns-Clippers series is on Tuesday night. That might have happened by the time I put this out. But my prediction, the game will be in Phoenix as well. My prediction, I'm going Phoenix to win that game. I'm picking Phoenix to win this series in 6. I say 5 if Kawhi doesn't come back. Hop down in the comments. Let me know your predictions for the Clippers-Suns Western Conference Final Series. Sticking with the NBA, Tuesday night is the NBA Draft Lottery. Per PistonPower.com, the Pistons have a 52.1% chance to win the lotto. I guess, what do they do? If they hit the lotto, what if they end up winning, who do they take? What will they do? A lot of people, the consensus pick is Cade Cunningham. I don't know his name offhand, but it's one of those brothers that goes to USC. One of them is 7 foot and one of them is like 7'3". So whichever one is coming out this year, that's the one that I want on the Pistons. If we end up landing 2 or 3, still, I say take the guy out of USC. I can't think of his name right now. But because Cade Cunningham is probably going to go 1, so if we don't get number 1, I don't think Cuz out of USC is going to be a bad choice. That brings me to this week's Fraud or For Real, and we're talking Milwaukee Bucks. I guess if for real means they're going to win the championship, then I'm not saying that. But I do think that they are a different team than they have been these last few years. So I guess to answer the question, I'm going to say for real, but they won't win the championship. And of course, hop down in the comments, use the hashtag fraud or for real. Let me know if you think the Milwaukee Bucks are frauds or for real. Last NBA topic, we're going to go with this episode, Start 'em, Bench 'em, Cut 'em. And this will be the disappointing player edition. Start 'em, Bench 'em, Cut 'em. Kuz, Ben Simmons, or PG-13. I'm going to say, I don't know, man. This is hard. I'm going to say start Ben Simmons, man, because I don't think this is it for him. And if he can't play point guard, he'll be able to play power forward. But so start Ben Simmons, bench Kuz, and cut PG-13. I only say cut PG-13 because the whole pandemic P. And we've actually got to see what he can do. So even though he did play well at the end of last series to get him here, congrats. All the credit goes to him for playing that good or playing that well. But we kind of already know what it is with PG, man. Like, why are we all have to gush and do flips about him actually playing not bad in an elimination game, right? So, yeah. Recap, start him, bench him, cut him. I'm starting Ben Simmons, I'm benching Kuz, and I'm cutting PG-13. Let me know in the comments who you'd start, bench, and cut out of those 3. Guess we'll take a look at the MLB at almost the halfway point. Every team has played right around 75 games. So let's look at the division leaders. In the AL East leader is the Red Sox by a half-game lead. The Yanks are 4.5 back. The White Sox lead the Central by 2.5 games. The A's and Astros are tied, and they share a 6.5-point game lead over the AL West. In the NL, the Mets lead the East by 4 games. The Brewers and Cubs are tied at the top of the Central, and they share a 4-game lead on the Reds. And the Giants lead the West with the Dodgers back by 1.5 games. Halfway point winners, I'm going to pick, of course, I'm not picking the fucking Red Sox to win the East. But I'm going to go Yanks win the East. Maybe the Twins come back and win the AL Central. And the Oakland A's win the AL West. Out in the NL, I don't even care. I'm going to say the Mets win the East. But I'm going to say the Cubs win the Central. And I'll say that the Dodgers win the West. Hop down in the comments. Let me know who you think the MLB division winners will be at season's end. All right, and to close the show this week, we're going to end with Sports Talk with a Lions fan. I saw a headline saying that Megatron actually wanted to leave, like he wanted to continue playing football, but the Lions blocked him. They wouldn't let it happen. I believe that was kind of like we all kind of thought that, or we figured that that's what was happening, and that's why he had to retire. It's extremely unfortunate that that's what the fuck he had to do. They gave Stafford a rightful way out. You could have did that for Megatron. You could have did that for Barry. You could have did that along the way for a lot of different players for this franchise, and you niggas chose not to. So honestly, that's why, like, when I understand, so we talk shit about the Lions and they don't do good, or all of these things that happen bad, it seems like, goddamn, somebody got a Lions voodoo doll, or they got they doing some kind of shit, they putting some kind of shit on the Lions to where they can't have no success. And then you see stories like this to where they wouldn't let a great player go be great somewhere else. So Lions, a lot of times you make that shitty ass bed that y'all end up, losing in. But hopefully, with trading Stafford and reconciling with Megatron, trying to make things right, that maybe the universe will ease up on the Lions. Bleacher Report has DeAndre Swift as the Lions' biggest camp standout. Bleacher Report has DeAndre Swift as the Lions' biggest standout so far in this offseason. He's the pick of a lot of people to have a breakout season. A lot of our hopes ride on the shoulders of DeAndre Swift. So let's get it, man. Big shout out to DeAndre Swift, dog. You gonna carry, you gonna do it. Run hard, man. Don't worry about it. We have a better offensive, or we should have a better offensive line to put in front of you. We should have a quarterback that you should be able to trust to not lose the game for you. So let's see what we can do. First 17-game season. Me personally, I got them going 9 or 10 wins. I know a lot of people out there don't. But let's see what we can do, man. Let's ride Swift all the way. Let me know in the comments who you think will take a big step for the Lions or for your favorite team this year. Well, that's the show. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to WTMNtv on YouTube. Follow us everywhere, WTMN World. Visit the site, WTMNworld.com. Tune in every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to the Overtime Sports Radio Show, only on IFM Sports Radio. Google's IFM Sports Radio, Google IFM. Find the link in the description. Click that link and join the live show. Call in, talk your shit with me too. Thank you guys again, and see you when there's more overtime.
Well, you get more for your money if you came to see this